Have you ever found yourself rolling around in bed, unable to sleep, with your mind filled with worries? Those thoughts that insist on coming back, preventing any chance of rest? If that sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to explore the liberating power of God's protection, especially for those who face anxiety and insomnia at night. Psalm 91 offers us an incredible promise that we can sleep in peace, safe under the wings of the Almighty. Imagine if you could lay your head on your pillow unburdened by the fears and uncertainties that plague your mind. This video will show you how trusting in God's presence can be the antidote to nighttime worries. Whether you're struggling with anxiety, feeling vulnerable, or just looking for peace in the midst of difficulties, this is the content that can transform your nights. By watching it, you'll learn not only to trust in divine protection, but also to find a deep rest that goes beyond physical sleep. Are you ready for this journey towards peace? Stay with me, and together we'll discover how God's promises can free you from the chains of nighttime anxiety. We've all experienced nights when sleep seems far away and the mind is filled with worries. It's in this moment of silence that the inner voices are heard the most, bringing up fears, anxieties, and doubts. But what many don't realize is that this is the perfect time to start a new journey. A journey of faith and trust in God. You don't have to face this battle alone. The call to seek refuge in God is right in front of you, waiting to be accepted. When we look at Psalm 91, we find a divine promise. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This is the invitation for you. Let God be your shelter, your fortress in the midst of the inner storms that arise when the world is silent. This is the beginning of a transformation, where you can exchange fear for the peace that only He can offer. So how do you react to this call? Are you ready to give your worries into God's hands and experience a peace that goes beyond understanding? Enjoy this video now and stay with me until the end to discover how this journey can change your life. When we decide to trust in God to find peace, things seem to get worse before they get better. The anxious thoughts insist on coming back, and it may even seem that nothing will change. But that's when you're challenged to keep trusting. The journey isn't easy, but it's here that you begin to see the difference between trying to solve everything yourself and actually giving it into God's hands. Do you know that moment when you're about to fall asleep, but the worries come again? At those times, instead of fighting it, remember Psalm 91. God protects you under His wings, and that's where you find refuge. The fight against anxiety is real. But what you need to know is that you are not fighting alone. God is by your side in every restless thought. Have you ever felt this internal battle? Have you tried everything but the anxiety continues? Keep watching and subscribe to the channel, because we're still going to talk about how this journey can bring you real peace. Sometimes it seems that the crisis reaches its peak at night, when everyone is asleep and you feel alone with your thoughts. But it is precisely at this time, when everything seems most difficult, that God can transform your reality. Nighttime anxiety may seem like a giant, but with God by your side, you are not helpless. This is the time when true transformation happens. When you choose to let God carry your worries and trust in His care. Psalm 91 teaches us that 1,000 will fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but you will not be struck down. This means that even if the storm is raging around you, you are safe, The peace that comes from God is not just a distant promise, but something you can experience today, now. Your trust in Him transforms you from the inside out, allowing you to finally rest, even in the midst of crisis. Are you ready for this transformation? Do you want to learn how to sleep peacefully even when worries surround you? If so, then follow the channel to continue this journey with me, because we still have a lot to discover together. After facing the challenges and going through the crisis, you finally begin to feel the reward, the peace that God offers. This peace is unlike any other, because it doesn't depend on external circumstances. Even if the problems haven't disappeared, you now know that you are under God's protection, and that changes everything. Now, when you lay your head on the pillow, there is real rest, because you have given your fears into the hands of the one who can take care of them. This is the peace that Psalm 91 promises us, and it is available to you. God is your refuge and fortress, and under His wings you find shelter. This is the moment when you realize that you don't have to carry the weight alone, and that sleeping peacefully is possible when we trust in God's protection. This peace can be yours. Do you want to learn how to rest fully in God and leave your worries behind? Then like this video, and share it with someone who needs this message. Together, let's spread this peace that comes from God. Now that you've discovered how trusting God can free you from nighttime anxiety, it's time to apply this to your daily life. The journey you started by accepting the call to seek refuge in God doesn't end here. In fact, this is just the beginning. Each night will be a new opportunity to surrender your worries to Him and rest under His protection. What you have learned here is not just theory, but something practical that can transform your nights and bring true rest. When fear and anxiety resurface, you'll be prepared to face them with a new mindset. Not because everything in your life has been resolved, but because you now know that you are not alone. God is by your side, and Psalm 91 will be your guide to finding peace every night. This is the hero's return. You go back to your life, but now with a new sense of confidence and security, knowing that you can rest in God. If you want to continue this journey of faith and learn more about how God's protection can transform other aspects of your life, subscribe to the channel. Together, let's discover how to live in peace, knowing that God always takes care of us.